Travel influencers are lying, and I fell for it. The reality is most people go broke while traveling. 1,000 days ago, this was me, super scared, packing everything that I own up into a storage, about to leave the place that I called home with a one-way ticket and no idea when I'd be back. Fast forward, this is me today. Somehow, I've been able to travel for 1,000 days without quitting my job, without burning out, and without having a trust fund or any financial security. I actually didn't even have a savings account when I left, but I have been able to grow it while traveling, which is actually wild. I'll tell you how. These 5 simple habits are the exact same that I followed in order to make it possible. Before I started traveling, everything I would see online was of people who went to this place, max 1 or 2 weeks, did all the cool adrenaline boosting activities, and then left. So I thought that's what travel would be like. Turns out I was completely wrong. The biggest lesson I learned the first month while I was traveling was that I had to go slow. I got to Thailand. That was my first international stop. I wanted to be by the beach, but I also wanted to see the city. I wanted to go see the elephants and do this and that, everything that I had seen online. Turns out, number 1, that's not sustainable. Number 2, if you're bouncing from places, the cost will add up. And number 3, there's no way to work if you're traveling like that. That's just a vacation. And I don't know about you, but I don't have the funds to do a 1,000-day vacation. So that first week in Thailand, I noticed something was off. I sat down, got my Excel sheet out, my journal, my pen, my paper, and I made a game plan. From there on, anywhere I went, I would stay at least 1 month. I would have working time, just like I did back home, and then time to explore because I also wanted to see the city, explore the culture, not just visit the touristy attraction. Now, here's what I realized. The best example where you can visually see what I mean is Airbnb. Pull up Airbnb and check it for yourself. I have a whole video over here showing exactly how I save money on Airbnb bookings. But to sum it up, you pick any destination. And now let's say that just pick any random dates for 2 weeks. Let's say you're staying for 2 weeks. Now compare that price to a 1-month stay. The price drastically drops. Basically, you're no longer paying hotel per night price like the usual $100 average, but instead you're paying monthly rent price. That means you can live anywhere for a month and replace your rent with rent in Italy, Brazil, Mexico, Dubai. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. Now this also applies to many other things: gyms, car rentals, scooter rentals. Literally, the list goes on and on. The longer you stay, the better price you get. I make videos breaking down my costs for every city that I visit, so if you click on those, you'll see it a lot more clearly. Number 2, and this might be a little bit controversial, I recommend having a job that's not content. And maybe you're like, Laura, you're literally sitting there creating content about travel. What do you mean? Yes, I get it. But this isn't my main job. This isn't what funds my travel, and that's why for me, it's still fun to create travel content. Because the only reason why I started documenting my travel was because if I could get other people to leave their hometown and see the world and explore it, like there's nothing else that would make me more happy. When you tie monetization to your travel, it's a job. And like any other job, at first it might be fun, but then it gets boring, overwhelming, stressful. You don't need to be an influencer to travel a lot. There's so many companies offering remote work right now. Freelancing has never been easier now with sites like Fiverr and Upwork. And also you have the option of starting your own thing. That's what I did. Another thing that really blows my mind is when people go from Bali to Miami to Brazil, then Italy. Like, what? I get it if you're getting paid and it's like a brand deal, you're going on a work trip, but that's not realistic. My hack is going in order, usually from left to right, since I like escaping the cold. So I'll do Latin America, then Europe, making my way to Asia, and then back around. This way, most of my flights don't even have layovers. I'm not paying crazy amounts to go literally across the globe and then come back and then go that way and this way. No. I'm also not spending days and days traveling, then dealing with jet lag as I slowly make my way over. And you know what the coolest part is? It's also allowed me to stop and consider places that I would have never thought of adding to my list, like Albania. There's a website called Flight Connections that's really cool to see all the possible direct flights from point A to point B. So you can use that anytime you're booking flights so that you're not doing crazy layovers or long travel days, but you're stopping. You can get to know a city, explore it a couple weeks, and then go on to the next stop. This also ties into point number 4, which is to build routine. The only reason why I've been able to continue my work no matter what time zone I'm in is because my day literally looks the same whether I'm in Bali, Mexico, Dubai, or Colombia. I find a gym and I sign up for my membership on the first day. I go there first thing in the morning, come back, have breakfast, sit down to work, and then go out and explore the city and repeat the next day. There's also this thing that completely changed my life, and it's called Parkinson's theory of time, which basically explains that the time you give yourself to do something is the time that you're actually going to take in order to complete that task. task. And it's so true. I've proven it many times. For example, if I know I have 3 hours and my main task is to send one email, well, I'm going to scroll through Instagram. I'm going to get distracted with everyone else at the coffee shop and literally just wait until the last 10 minutes that I have and then complete it. However, this all changes when I give myself time blocks, when I know exactly how much time I have allocated per a big task. And then I, of course, push myself to get it done in that time period. So I actually complete it. I'm being super productive because I'm getting so much done in less time. I'm focusing, not getting distracted, and I have a lot of free time to explore the city that I'm in. Lastly, the part that nobody talks about. The part that if you actually sit down with people that have been traveling long term, you'll notice that it's a big common trait. The reality is that it gets lonely. And of course, no one is going to talk about it. I mean, you're in insane places with great landscapes and you're telling me you're lonely while sitting in Dubai, like boo-hoo. Well, the reality is that it's true and nobody talks about it until it's the reason why they literally stopped traveling. And this is only something that I cracked the code on a couple months ago, but it's really made a big difference. I started joining more communities. I started going to events, staying in really cool co-livings where I still have my space. I still have my kitchen. I have the opportunity to connect and meet with other people that are also traveling, which is the key to being able to do this long term. Or else I wouldn't have made it to the 1,000 days of traveling. I would have gone back to my friends, back to the community, back to my family that I already know. Because the reality is a place is just a place until you meet people that make it matter. And not every day is a blast. It's not the adrenaline boosting activities, elephants here, then island hopping the other day. You're definitely not on vacation at all times. But I do, and especially on a day like today where I'm accomplishing such a big milestone of hitting 1,000 days of traveling, I do look back at that girl that was super scared, that thought, Max, this would be a 3-month adventure. And I'm so proud of her for taking that leap. I've been to over 23 countries. I've lived in a long list of incredible cities. I've met the most amazing people, and I've saved money by traveling rather than living in Florida. So was it worth it? You tell me in the comments below.